everybody, my name is Kalea Rain and I am an intuitive business coach, and I help women create the business of their dreams and earn more while doing so. And we do this together by uncovering and healing the inner obstacles that are showing up in your business, and then creating an intelligent strategy and roadmap to move you forward. So really my intention, and you see this all through everything I write and everything I talk about, is to help you get out of your own way so that you can thrive and succeed. And that means, strategizing more effectively, making bigger decisions more quickly, taking bigger action and bigger risks in your business. But it also means accessing a whole new level of mental and energetic freedom, so that you feel so much more deeply connected to your life and to what you came here to do and who you came here to be. So I want to talk about the business brain a little bit today. So what I've noticed, I've been doing this for 20 years, and what I've noticed is that when we can get ourselves into feeling like we know what we're doing, we know what's coming next, and we know how to plan for it, we succeed. We are really strong. Businesswomen are excellent at running businesses. We are really, really good at seeing a bigger picture, creating strategies, adhering to staying steady, showing up for, having major courage, right? We excel at all of those things. We are high performers by nature. And so really what I'm interested in doing is helping every woman that I work with, every woman that I coach, and every woman that ever hears me write or say anything or do these live videos, is to help you get out of your own way so that you can perform at those higher levels, because it's going to take performing at those higher levels to succeed. The hilarious thing, I just want to make this quick note. So my phone on my tripod, the whole thing just went totally kaput as I was about to go live. And so because I'm committed to showing up, I was like, well, what's the alternative? I mean, I'm not going to not do it. So it's literally, I took my hair band out and my phone is attached to the tripod with an elastic band, and it totally works. And then I just totally realized that there's like my cats and, scarves, and who cares, right? You got to show up anyway. Who cares? It doesn't make any difference. That's the point, right? Not trying to make things perfect and then missing the moment to take action. So what I want to talk about today is the business brain and ways that we can do business, things that have to be done, and actually build the pathway to a stronger business brain. So one of the things that I do with all of my clients is we get into this planning process where we're gathering all of that vision energy, that passion, and we're putting it into a container so that we can actually take a look at it and see where are the results going to come along the way that are going to be higher income. When can we start plotting for and harvesting those higher income levels? What do we have to do to get those ideal clients looking at you and in conversation with you so they can hear your voice and feel in their bodies or sense in their awareness that you're the right person to help them move forward? You're the right person to help them get where they want to go. How do we do that, right? We have to gather that vision and put it into a container so we can look at it, so we can strategize, so we can plan effectively. We can see where are the gaps, where are the weaknesses in the plan, what has to be changed, right? So one of the things that I see over and over again is that, you'll see these words everywhere: planning, strategy, results, right? Over almost every business coach talks about it, business, programs, planning, strategy, and results. And there's all kinds of sayings around them. If you don't plan to fail. And, if you're not strategic, you're going to be missing out on opportunities, golden opportunities every step of the way. And if you're not focused on results, you're going to be wasting your time and your energy, right? But the thing that's really important is that planning, strategy, and results don't really mean very much at all unless you actually take action, right? You can talk about results, you can have a great, phenomenal strategy that's going to send your business into high 6 figures, 7 figures, get you on the Oprah show, all those things that you really want, get you a book deal, get you sitting in front of a circle of your most sacred and ideal clients. Can do that, right? Can create a magnificent plan. But if you're not taking action on it, it's going to gather dust. It's going to mean nothing ultimately. I'm just being serious, okay? That's the reality. The key component here is that you have to take action. And so what I see regularly with every client I have, whether they're at 7 figures right now or at 5 or in between, they experience overwhelm. Just like everybody else does. They're human, right? Experience confusion, distraction, experience historical pressure, meaning what? Well, it hasn't worked before, or I don't know if I can do this, or, well, the last time I tried this, I epically failed, and it cost me, 6 months of cleanup, etc., etc. All that crap that goes on in your mind, right? It's just there. Why? Because we have access to every single button, every single trigger. Nobody else has access to it. We're the ones who have access to it, 100%, right? And so it's like this Rolodex just flipping through, how can I mess with her? Not because it's trying to hurt us, it's actually trying to protect us, right? From what? Failure. That's the thing that sucks, is that we are going to have to overcome the fear of making ourselves look like an ass, or making ourselves look like fools, or losing face in front of people, blah, 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 losing friends, etc., etc. We have to overcome that, because that desire to maintain those things is so intrinsically, it's so innately wired into us as humans. It's part of our survival mechanism. So we have to go into this knowing shit is going to come up. Your stuff is going to come up. You're going to experience overwhelm, distraction, confusion. Your historical pressure is going to show up and try to knock you off. Okay, so, right? That's just what it is. The more you know it's going to come up, the easier it's going to be to say, oh, that's just that thing I do. Or that's just that thing that shows up when I'm about to really kick some butt and make something amazing happen. So, one of the things that I say all the time, like literally every day to my clients, is remember, simple single steps. Don't try to knock it out of the park. Don't try to hit a home run. Don't try to get from here into that big vision step. That's already in a planned process, right? So we've got to break it down. We've got to make it, give a place for the big vision, because we want that. Right? We want a place for it so we can manifest it. Because there's magic, right? It is. It's just real. Magic is there. But we want to be able to break it down, because the human in us gets overwhelmed. Not the magic in us. It's the human in us that gets overwhelmed. It's the human in us that completely and entirely experiences paralysis and doing nothing for weeks. Just doing things that make us busy, but that have nothing to do with business, right? Or nothing to do with actually perpetuating your success. So, simple, single steps, okay? Now, one of the things I love about simple, single steps is that not only does it, and is it completely necessary to actually complete and perform at a higher level, being able to break something down that's complex and put it into simple single steps. You need to be able to do that. But the thing that's really cool about it is that when you do that, you're actively using a part of your brain. You're developing a pathway in your brain, right? You're teaching your brain how to take something that is complex and break it down into simple, single steps so that you can take action and get results. And so what happens is that your brain starts operating at a higher level. You get out of your own way simply by having to respond to, I'm not going to get this done, I'm not going to hit this deadline unless I break this down. For example, the very first time I did Facebook Live, I didn't want to do it. I was totally scared. I was just like, meh. I really wanted in my heart to do it. I was so passionate about speaking, and just, if you know me at all, if you work with me or you've ever, seen me speak or anything, I love this work. Like, it's just means so much to me because I know that you're a change maker. And if I can help you get out of your own way and you can help you get out of your own way, the world will change because of you. It's kind of important, right? So I was really excited and passionate about Facebook Live, and I'd done the homework and I was prepared. I had all the content and I'd gotten coaching from my awesome coach, Kyle. But I was just totally hedging on it. I'd seen a friend post about how she'd gotten trolled. People were being really mean. She was getting all these horrible emails, blah, 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 blah. And I just had that feeling in my body like, ugh, I just kept putting it off, putting it off, putting it off. And then finally, because I'm really, really big about keeping my word, it's one of the foundational pieces in the work that I do, right, that I teach. Word, keeping your word, getting done what you said you were going to get done, right? And so I had told my coach, Kyle, I'm going to Facebook Live today. So here it is. It was last Tuesday or the Tuesday before. And I just broke it down into simple single steps because I was overwhelmed. I couldn't control the situation. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if it was going to suck or not. And so I had to be okay with sucking. And just be like, well, whatever, it is what it is. And I broke it down into simple single steps. So it's like, what? Well, the first thing is log on to pages for Facebook. First step. Second step, write a title. Third step, set up the camera, set up the actual phone, get the right lighting, press live and go. And that is what happened. And that's how I went from sitting on the couch in my office, recognizing and kind of witnessing all of these feelings around ultimately avoiding, right? To going live and doing it. So the simple single steps, right? You have to be able to do it for business. But the beauty is that it teaches you how to use your brain in such a way that you can take things in all other areas of your life that are complex, whether it's relationship to yourself, to others, things that are occurring in your financial world, things that you need to know about, whether it's corporate language or payroll or administration systems or platforms or marketing systems, all of that stuff that we don't want to have to do all ourselves, because then we wouldn't be doing the delivery work and connecting and communicating with our ideal clients. But we really want to know who and how our team is doing, who's operating those things for us. We need to know how it feels when it looks like it's not working right. So there's a certain amount of knowledge that you do want to have, even though I'm certainly not suggesting that you go and learn how to do all those things, because that would be a waste of your precious time and energy. You still want to be able to know how to break something down that's complex into simple language, simple single steps, okay? So that's the how. And what that teaches you is that you will take action, right? That you know how to take action. That leads me to the next piece that I wanted to talk about. So when we're in our own way, there are usually two things going on. There's more than just two, but let's just do two for now, right? Keep it simple. One is that feeling in our body of inertia, not taking action, feeling overwhelmed. I don't even know where to start. There's like 40 steps and I don't. So it takes care of that, right? The capacity. Hi, Sherry. I saw your comment. Thank you. I'm so happy you posted. Thank you so much. I got the chills. Okay, so taking action, right? Being able to take action is key. What's the second piece? Knowing that you can. It's so much about what's in your mind and in your heart and in your head. And so not only do you show yourself how to take action, right? By breaking things that are complex down into simple single steps, but you're showing yourself that you will and that you can, right? That you will and you can. And I'll tell you something, I work with a lot of very successful business women, and I work with women who are just starting out. And the one bridge between them, and they're all connected, thank God, in this circle, right? We all connect and communicate with each other. Is that even if it's through the heart of the center of the business, which is me and the actual energy of the business, or in group, but what's going on is that they're recognizing that they have to know that they can. And once they know they can, everything begins to change. Once you know you can do something and that you will do it, meaning what? Show up. Stay steady, that you're going to do whatever it takes to get out of your own way. Something magical begins to happen, right? Something amazing begins to happen. You become more in your power. That's what we're really talking about, right? How many of you watching this right now, whether you're watching it now or you're watching it later, and oh, if you've just jumped on, I'm an intuitive business coach. My name is Kalea Rain, and I help women create the business of their dreams and earn more while they're doing that creation. And the way we do that is to uncover and heal the obstacles, those inner hidden obstacles that show up in your business, and then create an intelligent strategy moving forward and an intelligent roadmap that you can follow, right? All of that is designed to help you get out of your own way so you can thrive and succeed, so that you can perform at those higher levels, right? Higher levels of performance, meaning higher levels of strategy capacity, making bigger and better decisions more quickly, taking bigger risks, taking bigger action, but also accessing those higher levels of mental and energy and energetic freedom that help you connect so deeply to your life, right? That you know you're doing what you came here to do and you're being who you came here to be. And that is such a successful way to live. It's so powerful. And I see it in the women that I work with. I see the relief, and it's profound. It's profound because it's a big deal. It's a big deal. So, if you just join, we're talking about building the business mind, right? Building that business brain and using the things that have to happen in business to get out of our own way. Getting out of our own way is key to our success, right? How many people do you know that have amazing amounts of potential? Which potential, schmatential, right? Or potential, crap potential. I don't know, whatever word you want to use. The truth is that potential means nothing, zero, nada. It means nothing unless you're actually using it and performing with that potential, right? I was talking to my husband about this. He's in business too, so we talk a lot about business. Other things too, I promise. But the reality is that he's got like uber amounts of performance skills, but he's kind of one of those amazing human beings who makes everything look easy. And so when he was younger, he had so much potential, and it took time for him to get over that. Potential is enough. No, it's not. You have to actually perform, which means what? Physically get out of your own way. What's going on in between these two ears, right? The 6 inches in between your own ears. What does that take? It takes you showing up, knowing you can, and knowing and beginning to trust yourself that you will. That self-confidence and that faith in yourself takes your business over the top. I see it every time. Okay, so I just wanted to wrap things up. I don't even know how long I've been on here. Every time this happens to me, it's like a time warp. Let's see. I've been on here for, I think like 15 minutes, maybe more. But I just want to, I know you're busy, so I want to respect your business and your time, and thank you so much for watching. But if you're going to take anything away from this, remember that you have to get out of your own way. Remember that taking simple, single steps completely teaches you how to deal with overwhelm, because you're going to have it. Shit's going to happen. Things are going to fall apart. Life is going to show up. It just is. We're not living in bubbles, right? Things happen sometimes at the worst times, right? So-called. But if we see everything as an opportunity, really honestly, why not? I mean, it really does make the difference. Being able to see things as opportunities, that everything is energy and energy is everything. So if your energy is in the mode of, okay, how can I shift this into an opportunity? Using these tools that I'm talking about, using and building your business brain to help you get out of your own way, accessing that tool of simple, single steps in your business every day with your big vision planning and your dailies, with all of it, right? Breaking things down so that you teach your brain the pathways. You build the pathways. It's really what's going on, right? Our brains are so amazing. I mean, we are amazing. Human beings are walking miracles, as you probably know, right? You don't have to go very far to figure that out. Any kind of research shows that, right? But if you know that you're actually, every time you take the time to be willing to be overwhelmed and shift it and recognize that all that's happening is that something's super complex, or you're trying to knock it out of the park or hit a home run or get to your big vision in one day or whatever it is in one step, it's just not going to happen. And that you're supposed to actually break it down into simple single steps. You're going to teach your brain how to do that on levels that are all over your life, whether it's your body, right? How to stay in really lean, how to get the nutrition you need so that you're actually awake and present with your clients, with your systems that are wanting to be downloaded, with the actions that need to be taken. It takes a lot of fuel, a lot of fierceness, right? A lot of focus. So being able to teach yourself how to do that, just that simple action, right, really affects your business in a huge way. The other piece of simple single steps is that it teaches you that you can. It teaches you that you will. You will. And when you believe me, I'm raise my hand to this because I know the difference. I know the difference between being unsure in myself, if I can or if I will. And when I really started to take my business into my own hands years ago and started really showing up, and I stopped phoning it in, right? And thinking it was a lot of work when it wasn't. I was just, the phoning it in is just as much work as actually doing it, to be honest, because it's so stressful, right? Instead of just like, just get on with it and do it. But when I started to be able to see that I was going to show up no matter what, that I could show up no matter what, that I could figure it out, my own self-confidence and trust in myself went off the charts. And you're going to need that when you're doing bigger levels of business, right? You've got to be able to access the warrioress energy within the self. You've got to be able to access your own trust and faith in yourself that you will and that you can. So I'm going to bring this to a close. I want to remind you, if you're on the fence with yourself about whether you can or you can't create the life that you're looking for, the difference between you thinking about it in 10 years or actually living it in 10 years is one thing, right? And that's taking action. That's it. And yes, there are a lot of things that go into that, and getting into an alignment space with that. But even still, getting into an alignment space means taking action. Going and taking the time to create a container for your vision is taking action. There's one thing, right, between a dream that you're thinking about, and having it, and that's taking action. Taking action. The other thing I want to remind you is that we need you. Planet needs you. You know what I mean? It's like, you could argue none of us are snowflakes, right? We're all in this together. We're all special. Some people say we're not special, but I just like to say we're all special. We all matter. And what you think and what you bring and what you have to deliver matters, and it's going to create a tip in the consciousness of how we do business. We have to do bigger, better business, more conscious business moving forward. It's just being called for. You don't have to look very far to see that it's time, right? We need to be doing more integral business across the board with not only our clients, but with our service providers, with our team members, with ourselves, with our partners, with our colleagues, extending our capacity to evolve through our relationships of every and at every level in our business so that we can create a conscious tip. I wish you many, many blessings. I thank all of you for being here, for watching today, and I will see you again very, very soon. And I'm going to see if I can turn this off with this elastic band over my camera. Hey, it worked. The camera didn't fall off. All right, blessings to you. Don't give up. Keep going. Take action. Blessings until I see you again.